Good day everyone. This is our video reporting about the information technology timeline. Today, we will embark on a fascinating journey through the development of information technology, a field that has revolutionized our world in countless ways. From the earliest method of communication and calculations to the complex digital system we use today, the evolution of IT is a testament to human innovation and adaptability. As we explore this topic, we will delve into the various eras of IT development and examine the key milestones and inventions. We will also look at the impacts of those advancements on society, business, and in our daily lives. This exploration will not only help us appreciate the technological conveniences we enjoy today, but also inspire us to imagine the possibilities that the future of IT holds. In our timeline, we use the periods or eras to trace the IT development, and it has four main eras: the pre-mechanical, mechanical, electromechanical, and electronic age. The first era is the pre-mechanical age. It can be defined as a time between 3000 BC and 1450 AD, and it is the earliest age of information technology. In ancient times, humans communicated using language or simple picture drawing known as petroglyphs, which were often carved in rock. This is the picture of petroglyphs. Petroglyphs are forms of rock art that were used to tell story, record significant events, mark trails, or record cultural or religious beliefs. They were also used to represent a type of symbolic or ritualistic language or communication style that until now remains not fully understood. Early writing systems and alphabets were also developed during this period. Examples are cuneiform and Phoenician alphabet. This is the picture of cuneiform and Phoenician alphabet. This one is cuneiform and this one is the Phoenician alphabet. As writing became more widespread, people developed new tools for recording information, which eventually developed pens and paper. The first paper-like material made from the papyrus in Egypt. The first true paper-making process was documented in China during the Eastern Han period, traditionally attributed to the court official Cai Lun. By the 13th century, paper making was refined with paper mills using water wheels in Spain. Later improvements to the paper making process came in the 19th century in Europe with the invention of wood-based paper. Now that people were writing a lot of information down, they needed ways to keep it all in permanent storage. This is where the first books and libraries are developed. Another emerged during this period is the first numbering system. Around 100 AD, people from India created the first 1 to 9 systems, but it wasn't 875 AD that the number 0 was invented. The first recorded 0 appeared in Mesopotamia around 3 BC, and the Mayans were the one who invented it independently. With the creation of numbers, people began to develop calculators. The abacus was the first popular model of that time and was the very first sign of an information processor. So this is the picture of abacus. So let's now go to the impacts of IT on education, communication, and business. In the sector of education, the invention of writing system like cuneiform and petroglyphs allowed for the recording and transmission of knowledge, leading to the establishment of schools and libraries. In the sector of communication, revolutionized through the use of written messages such as the petroglyphs and oral tradition, enabling the exchange of information over long distances. And in the sector of business, IT advancements like mathematical systems and computing devices such as abacus improve efficiency in commerce and accounting. So in conclusion, the pre-mechanical age set the stage for the technological revolution. Writing systems, mathematical development, and early computing devices were the significant milestone. These early advancements were the building blocks for modern IT. Today, we continue to push the boundaries of technology, building upon these innovations. They lay the foundation for future developments in communication technology, leading to the transformative impact of IT on society.
Okay, after the pre-mechanical age is the mechanical age, which can be defined as the time between 1450 to 1840. The mechanical age unveils tech evolution, which can mean that during this period, we first saw the connections between the modern technologies and its ancestors, or we can say that during this period, we first noticed the evolution and the development of technologies. Also, during the mechanical age, there was a large explosion or boom of interest towards the field of technologies, which leads to the development of many new technologies. And one of those is the printing press. Printing press is a machine by which text and images are transferred from movable type to paper or other media by means of ink. Printing press originated in China, and the oldest known book that was printed from movable type was created in Korea in the 14th century. Then the first mention or the earliest mention of the mechanized printing press in Europe was on 1439 when Johannes Gutenberg built a press in Strasbourg. Johannes Gutenberg further developed the printing press that was originated in China and finally created the mechanized printing press. The printing press was used to print the Bible in 1455, and it became the first complete book in the West and one of the earliest books that was printed from movable type. Next is the slide rule. Slide rule is a device consisting of graduated scales capable of relative movement by means of which simple calculations may be carried out mechanically. The typical slide rules include scales for multiplication, division, and square root extraction, and some also features scales for logarithms and trigonometric functions. The invention of the slide rule was made possible through the concept of logarithms by a Scottish mathematician, John Napier, in 1614. And English mathematicians Edmund Gunter and William Oughtred contributed to its development, resulting to various designs such as the circular and the linear slide rules. The slide rule's legacy endured as a milestone to mathematical tools and rapid calculations. So we also have here the Pascal line. The Pascal line was the first calculator or adding machine to be produced in any quantity and actually used. So the Pascal line was the first calculator of the world, designed and built by a French mathematician philosopher, Blaise Pascal, between the year 1642 and 1644. The Pascal line can only perform addition and subtraction by manipulating its dials or its wheels. Pascal invented this machine for his father, who was a tax collector, making this machine the first business machine excluding the abacus. The Pascal line played a significant role in the history of computing, paving the way for more advanced devices or computing devices. So let's move on to the Leibniz machine or the step reckoner. Leibniz machine or step reckoner is a calculating machine designed on 1671 and built on 1673 by the German mathematician philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz. The step reckoner expanded on the ideas of a French mathematician philosopher, Blaise Pascal, and it can perform all four arithmetic operations: the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And it can perform multiplication through repeated addition and shifting. The Leibniz machine or the step reckoner also played a significant role in the history of computing, even though it was eventually replaced by a more advanced devices. And next up is the difference engine. The difference engine is an early calculating machine verging on being the first computer designed and partially built during the 1820s and 30s by Charles Babbage. Babbage, an English mathematician and inventor, had a lifelong fascination with keys, ciphers, and mechanical dolls. He recognized the needs for mechanical devices to automate long, tedious astronomical calculations. Babbage difference engine aimed to automate the production of the mathematical table, ensuring its accuracy. It operates on discrete decimal digits represented by position on two wheels, pioneering the concept of digital computation. Although the difference engine was not fully completed, it remains as a milestone in the history of computing. Lastly, we have here the punch cards. Punch cards are forms of rigid paper or metal, usually rectangular in shape, that have holes punched into them in sequences that machines or computers can read or interact with. The punch cards, originating as early as the 1700s, sparked innovation in both business and science. French textile worker Basile Bocchon pioneered primitive punch cards, directing looms to weave cloth based on the punch card's instructions. Later, French merchant named Joseph Jacquard introduced a more automated system using pasteboard cards, which similarly or closely resembled the typical punch cards. The Jacquard loom's influence extended to inventors like Charles Babbage, while Ada Lovelace notably employed the punch cards to create the first computer program on Babbage Analytical Engine, a groundbreaking effort aimed to automating Bernoulli number calculations. So now, let's move on to the impacts of IT in various sectors during the mechanical age. First, we have here the communication and information dissemination. The printing press democratized knowledge by enabling mass production of written materials, fostering the spread of ideas, scientific discoveries, and religious texts. So, prior to the invention of the printing press, only the elite or the wealthy people can access printed materials or informations. But after the invention of the printing press, the public or the masses were able to access the printed materials, and the informations disseminated so fast and communication became easier. And next is the scientific advancement. Innovations such as the slide rule, Pascal line, and the Leibniz machine enhanced mathematical calculations, enabling scientists, astronomers, and engineers to perform complex computations more efficiently. So because of the machines such as the slide rule, Pascal line, and the Leibniz machine, it became easier for them to study or calculate things. And it became, or the instrument, or the groundwork for scientific breakthroughs during the mechanical age. Lastly, we have here the religious reformation. The printing press played a pivotal role in the Protestant Reformation. So, as I've said earlier, the printing press was used to print the Bible. So, on the other side, the reformists like Martin Luther also uses the printing press to print materials that contradicts, or the context contradicts, the beliefs of the established religious back then, such as the Catholics or the Christians. So the information or the religious text was disseminated easily, and it influenced people during those times. So the mechanical age reshaped the world by fostering technological advancements. The technologies that were invented during the mechanical age helped in transforming our economies and societies. Also, those inventions set the stage for modernization, shaping the course of history and laying the groundwork for subsequent technological revolutions.
And now let us move on to the electromechanical age. So, During the time of the electromechanical age between 1840 and 1940 is when we are getting close to some technologies that resemble a modern day technology, or in other words, signifies a period where mechanical systems merge with new electrical technologies. During this era, many revolutionary technology were invented that lead to modern information technology systems. So, the first one is the electrical battery. Electrical battery is an electrochemical device that converts stored chemical energy into electrical energy. Electrical battery was created to store electricity and discovered with the voltaic pile. Alessandro Volta invented the voltaic pile, considered the first source of stored electricity in the late 18th century. So the electrical battery was invented by Alessandro Volta. Then second is the telegraph. Telegraph is a communication system transmitting electrical signals over a wire to convey messages. The telegraph was emerged for communicating with others over great distances through the use of electricity. Samuel Morse developed the electromagnetic telegraph in the 1830s, leading to the establishment of long-distance communication network. Then the third one is the Morse code. Morse code is a system of representing letters and numbers using sequences of dots and dashes to be transmitted via telegraph. Morse code is a system built to communicate by breaking down the alphabet into dots and dashes, transformed into electrical impulses, and transmitted over a wire. So, as you can see in the picture, the alphabet and the numbers are breaking down into dots and dashes. So, for example, the word love. The letter L contains dot, dash, two dots. The letter O, three dashes. The letter V, three dots and one dash. Then the letter A is only dot. And that's how the Morse code used before during the electromechanical age. So Morse code is a specific encoding system developed by Samuel Morse and Alfred Bell for the use of telegraphy. It represents each letter numerical or punctuation with a unique combination of dots and dashes. Morse code is the language or code used within the telegraph system to convey messages. It is a series of on-off signals, dots and dashes, where dots represent short signals and dashes represent longer signals, and that's the Morse code. Then the fourth one is the telephone. Telephone is an audio communication device allowing voice transmission over a wire. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876, fundamentally changing communication methods. Then the fifth one is the radio. Radio is the technology that enables the wireless transmission of signals for communication or broadcasting. Guglielmo Marconi played a key role in the development of radio communication in the late 19th and early 20th century. Next is the census tabulating machine. Census tabulating machine is a mechanical device designed to automate the tabulation of census data. Census tabulating machine was invented by Herman Hollerith, or also known as the father of information processing. The machine was developed to help process data for the 1890 U.S. Census and punch cards to feed data into it. Hollerith's machine recorded statistics by automatically reading and sorting cards numerically encoded by perforation position. He started the tabulating machine company to manufacture this machine in 1911. In 1924, the tabulating machine was renamed IBM, which stands for International Business Machines. Next is the digital computer. Around 1940, the first digital computer was created that processes data using discrete numerical values, typically in binary form. The first digital computer in the United States was the Mark I, created by Harvard University. It consisted of electromechanical computing components, data and program readers, automatic typewriters and input-output, and control readers. Then the next one is the Z2. Z2 is an electrochemical computer developed by Konrad Zuse. The Z2, computed in 1939, was an early example of a programmable digital computer. The Z2 was a significant improvement over Konrad Zuse's earlier creation, which is the Z1. This Z2 machine used a combination of mechanical components and electromechanical relays for its operations. Then the next one is the Colossus computer. Colossus computer is an early electronic digital computer designed for code breaking during World War II by the British code breakers in the years 1943 and 1945. Colossus computer is the world's first electronic computer. These computers intercepted undeciphered encrypted communication from German cipher machines codenamed Tawny. This Colossus computer was a big help before during the World War II because this machine was the one who decoded the encrypted and secret messages between Hitler and his general during the World War II, which is what they use the way they communicate their plans is the Tawny code. So breaking the encrypted messages is done by machine like Colossus. Again, Colossus computer is the one that decode or decipher the unclear messages and gives original and understandable information to break the Tawny code that used by the German during the World War II. Around the same time, British mathematician Alan Turing invented BOM. BOM is a device used to assist in the deciphering or encrypted messages during the World War II. Was invented by British mathematician Alan Turing. This machine decrypted messages from the German Enigma machine. BOM is an important machine used to decode secret messages sent by the generals using the Enigma machine in World War II. Turing's work with the bomb at Bletchley Park significantly helped the Allies understand German military plans and strategies by decrypting their encoded communicating. And last but not the least is the first conceptualization of a modern computer. In this book entitled Uncomputable Numbers, Alan Turing first conceptualizes the modern computer. This first conceptualization of a modern computer by Alan Turing refers to his groundbreaking ideas and designs that laid the theoretical groundwork for electronic computers. He described as an abstract digital computing machine consisting of a limitless memory and a scanner that moves back and forth through the memory, symbol by symbol, reading what it finds and writing further symbols. This concept forms the very basis of modern computing technology. Early computers were different from modern computers, but this sparked an interest in exploring other ways to make the system smaller and more efficient. So that's the first conceptualization of modern computer. During this era, IT revolutionized the way people interacted and shared information, and it had a significant impact on various aspects of society. So, here are some key ways that IT impacted education, communication, and business. So, first in education, the integration of IT transformed education by enabling distance learning through telegraph, telephone, and radio. Mechanical calculators and electronic computers revolutionized data processing, influencing education in mathematics and science, expanding educational access and computational capabilities. And in the realm of communication, in the electromechanical age, IT, including the telegraph and telephone, revolutionized communication by enabling faster and more efficient long distance information exchange, shaping the foundation for future advancements in communication technologies. And in business sector, IT revolutionized business by enhancing communication through technologies like telegraph and telephone. This advancement facilitated faster and more efficient exchange of information, transforming how business communicated internally and externally. So, in summary, the electromechanical age between 1840 and 1940 is information technology significantly impacted education by streamlining administrative tasks and improving access to resources, revolutionized communication through faster global connectivity, and enhanced business operations by increasing transaction speed and improving data processing efficiency. These changes led to groundwork for future developments in the digital age as they established the foundational principles of modern information technology and its applications in various fields. That's all for the electromechanical age.
A pleasant day to everyone. I am Anne G. Casino, and this time let's tackle about the electronic age. So, electronic age was also known as the computer age or information age. Electronic age refers to a period in history when computer and communication devices become prominent and had a profound impact in various sectors of society. So this era started in 1940s and continues to the present day. So basically, during electronic age, people developed and started using electronic devices like computers and communication networks. These inventions changed the way we work, communicate, and live. So let's go now to the important electronic inventions. First is the transistor. Transistor is a tiny electronic device that helps control and amplify electrical signals in electronic devices. So here's the image of the transistor. Transistor act like a switch or an amplifier in electric circuits, and it's crucial building blocks of modern technologies. Transistor can control the flow of electric currents, allowing them to amplify signals or act as on or off switches in electronic devices like radios, computers, and televisions. So let's go now to the television. Television is a machine that shows pictures and plays sound, allowing people to watch shows and movies at home. So here's the image of televisions. So television, often shortened as TV, and it's look like a big electronic screen that you can watch to see movies, shows, news, and other programs. So TV works by receiving signals from broadcast stations or cables or satellite providers, which are then converted into pictures and sound that you can see and hear on the screen. So next is the transistor radio. Transistor radio is a small portable radio that uses a special electronic device to receive and play station. So here's the image of transistor radios. So unlike older radios that use vacuum tubes, transistor radios are much smaller, lighter, and energy efficient. They become popular in the mid 20th century because they allowed people to listen to music and news on the go without needing to plug into a power source. So next is the ADSEC or the electronic delay storage automatic calculator was the first computers that could do calculations and store information electronically. So here's the image of ADSEC. ADSEC was developed in the 1940s at the University of Cambridge, and it was developed to perform mathematical and scientific calculations using stored programs. ADSEC utilized the memory delay lines for memory, representing the fundamental step in the evolution of computer science and paving the way for the modern computing technologies. Next is the UNIVAC. UNIVAC, or the Universal Automatic Computer, was the earliest computers that people could buy, used for doing complicated calculations and processing data. So here is the image of UNIVAC. UNIVAC has the ability to handle massive amount of data processing, which was particularly useful for tasks like doing census. And the UNIVAC was a big deal in the world of computing, setting the stage for the ones that we have today. Next is the IBM 704. So it's a powerful computer made by IBM that was used for scientific engineering tasks. So here's the image of IBM. So IBM was like a giant brain that could do a lot of math and other tasks really fast. So people use it for all sort of things like predicting weather, doing scientific research, and even planning space missions. So IBM was a kind of like the superhero of computers at that time. Next is the floppy disk. So floppy disk was a small fast storage device that could hold information and can be easily carried around. So here's the image of floppy disk. So basically, floppy disk commonly used in the past to store and transfer data between computers, and um, it was popular in the era before USB drives and CDs. So the last is the Walkman. It is a portable music player that lets you listen to music while you're in the mood. So here's the image of Walkman. Walkman is a portable audio cassette player that was introduced by Sony in the late 1970s. It allowed people to listen to music tapes on the go, and it was like a small box with headphones, and it became hugely popular, making it portable and changing the way people enjoyed their favorite tunes outside their rooms. So now let's go to the impacts of IT on various sector of society. So in education, IT has made learning online easier and provide access to educational resources. In health, it has improved healthcare through electronic records, remote consultations, and data analysis. In manufacturing, IT has made production faster and more accurate through automation and computerization. Last is the transportation. IT has made travel easier through GPS navigation and efficient logistics management. So my overall insights in period electronic age is that electronic age characterized by use of electronic and technologies and revolutionized how we work, communicate, and it has facilitated instant communication, global connectivity, and access to vast amount of information. From smartphones to computers, from internet to social media, electronic age has reshaped industries, economies, and societies worldwide. In essence, the electronic age has brought about unparalleled convenience, efficiency, and interconnectedness in our modern world. And that's all for this period, the electronic age. Thank you for listening.